Live at 5, the Missouri House approved a state budget that fully funds services for disabled Missourians, but it makes a large cut to other areas. Our Missouri Capitol reporter Hannah Falcon joins us live now from Jefferson City. And Hannah, the budget approved today is just over $50 billion.
Yes, it is. And that sounds like a lot of money, but the state's revenue is actually shrinking. So their purse strings are tighter and a lot of things are getting the axe this year. But today, Missouri lawmakers did restore $80 million that the governor had originally cut from the state budget. Families came and they pled for lawmakers to keep these disability services intact. In exchange, though, child care funding was sacrificed and cuts were made to the higher education funding as well. These cuts are necessary because the state's revenue is shrinking, and the state auditor warns Missouri could be in the red in only 2 years. And today's vote on the state budget is a crucial step forward, but the Senate can still make changes to it. Both chambers do have to come to an agreement before May 8th. That's when this budget has to be on the governor's desk. Reporting live in Jefferson City, I'm Hannah Falcon, KCTV 5 News.
Thank you, Hannah.